everyone, welcome back to Skybyte Studios, and in this video we are going to be taking at the brand new Transformers Siege, War for Cybertron, Voyager class, Megatron. And I am probably going to mix up all of those titles for this new toy line in every unboxing and every review, so I apologize. But as you can see, here we have Megatron in his box. That's how he looks like. You can see the figure well displayed here in the window. You can see his weapon right there, kind of behind his name. On this side you see an image of Megatron. Looks really cool. And then on this side we see this portrait that we're going to see on every War for Cybertron Siege figure. It looks really nice. On the back we have some product images. This one transforms in 17 steps, as well as showcasing the Battle Masters concept, which is going to be kind of the trending thing for this line. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing too spectacular on the top of the box or the bottom. So let's get this guy open. Alright everyone, and here we have War for Cybertron, Siege, Voyager class, Megatron. I'm gonna do my best to say that, or say those titles consistently. But as you can see here, we have him in his vehicle mode. And as always with my videos, please stay tuned to the end because I will be showing both transformations. First I will show from vehicle to robot mode. Towards the end I'll be showing from robot to vehicle mode. And this is packaged in robot mode, but I thought I'd start in this vehicle mode because that's what everyone else does. I'm gonna go with the flow. But yeah, here he is in his tank mode, not a gun, which is fine because there's a lot of gun laws going around, especially as toys. So I prefer him better as a tank anyway. That way there's not a lot of weird mass shifting involved. But yeah, as you can see, he is primarily gray, which is normal for Megatron, and then he does have the black here on the treads with some brown colors, some red, some evil red, and you got some yellow here for the taillights, I guess. Never knew tanks had taillights. But yeah, there he is. The turret does rotate, it goes all the way around. There are a little bit of clearance issues. And it doesn't go up or down, and that's because this is the weapon. And that's something I like better from this figure compared to Optimus Prime, is because all his weapons hide in this mode. This is the fusion cannon right here that of course Megatron has to have, and this is his long sword weapon, which becomes the turret of the gun. And it's not an eyesore like Optimus Prime is, or actually what all Optimus Prime figures seems to be, where his weapons store on him, like on the bed of the truck or somewhere on top. So that's something I like better from this mode. He is beefy. I'm gonna bring out Optimus Prime right here, Siege Voyager class Optimus Prime again. So there's a height comparison really quick. Much taller, much bulkier. We'll see what he looks like from the top. There you go. And again, we're gonna bring out Studio Series Bumblebee. This is Studio Series 19, but the same mold as Studio Series 1. He is much bigger. Proper size for a tank. And there you go. Are there any visible robot parts? You could kind of tell these are the feet. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty well hidden. These right here are the arms. I wouldn't know those were the arms unless someone told me. And then you could, if you flip them around, you could see that's where everything is. Visible head syndrome, which doesn't bother me as much. If you really want, you could tuck his head into his chest right there to hide it, or turn his head around, but up to you. Now, let's get into the transformation. The first part is to detach the turret, and that pegs in right there. And when you pull this out, you get a long blade. If I can pull it, there you go. I love how that hides underneath the turret very, very nicely. So we'll transform this. I guess first we'll just rotate this part in, and that'll kind of go through this, and that'll tab the blades, both of the blades on the side, into the cannon itself. And there you have that. Put that out to the side. Now we'll get to the figure itself. I do love his transformation. It is fun. It is fun. So we'll start with the legs. We'll kind of detach them by bringing them in this way. That's kind of a scary click. It almost sounds like the plastic's breaking. But the tab is very... It doesn't look too thin. It doesn't look like it's going to break anytime soon. I don't know how well you can see that kind of right there. So we're going to open this part up. I love this part. I don't know why. But you're going to bring... There's a hinge right here. And then, of course, the thigh swivels right here. So you're going to bring this down. It's kind of tough to do it on camera. I'm used to transforming this right next to my chest. You're going to bring this like that without rotating the thigh right here. So it's just going to go down, down, down. And that's what you end up with. So I'm gonna kind of see how it started with this side. Open that part up. This is how it started. This is how it's gonna end up. Pretty much this part's gonna swing down. So we're gonna do this. Just hold on to the thigh. Bring this all the way down. That'll swivel that part. And there you go. Now we're just gonna bring the legs out like that and down. Same thing here. Like that and down. And then we close these parts back up. Just like that. We can flip the whole waist section around, bring up the feet, take out the heels right here, and there you go. That's the legs all transformed. Now for the upper part, we're gonna split this right here at the fusion cannon. There you go. And then we're gonna work on all of this. Now this part, there's a little bit of clearance issues. I still have not found the best way to go about this, but we're going to detach the treads from the center part right here. This will straighten out, and then kind of this is all going to go to the back, and then at the same time we're going to bring the arms forward just like this. You can see that there's like a raised section for the tab that'll go into the chest right here. There you go, just like that for the arms. Let me raise the camera up. Hopefully you guys can see this relatively well. There you go. So we're gonna bring this part down like that, straighten it, and then we're gonna bring the treads in. Just like that. There you go. And that's just gonna rest right here on his back. Flop up his head. We're gonna take the hand out. Flip the fusion cannon around. And there you pretty much have Siege Megatron in his robot mode. And there he is. I really like it. It's a lot better in hand than the photos have shown us. I originally was not gonna get this figure. I was just gonna get Prime. But upon further inspection, I can't really have Prime with that Megatron, and this guy was kind of growing on me. The main thing was the proportions. I think his chest is too big. I think he looks kind of chunky. He's supposed to look beefed up, but I think he just looks kind of like too thick, but not kind of proportioned correctly, I guess you can say. But I've grown past it. Looks really cool. You can see some of the scuff marks here. We've got some new ones on the chest right here. Almost looks 3D to me, but no, it's just painted. But yeah, you can see it on the legs here, which were the treads. You can see it on the arms. You can see a little bit on his face right there. Let's see, I can zoom in. There you can see his face. It is painted in silver, and you got some red for the eyes, and you see that Megatron angry eyebrows. And you have a nice Decepticon symbol right there on his chest. But yeah, there he is. And for articulation, he has a decent amount. His arms can go that far. They could go 360 all around. He could have that bend at the elbow, slightly past 90 degrees. His head kind of has this tabbing issue. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen with other reviewers. It doesn't really tab anywhere, but it does rest. There is a slight rest right there with the hinge where it guides it right there, where it's flush, which is fine. And then you could kind of use that to look down if you really want to. So he's looking at his own heartbeat, a robotic heartbeat. It is on a ball joint here, so you get that slight up and down, this side to side, not really much side to side, but of course full 360 at that head. No wrist articulation other than in and out because of transformation. And for the legs, they could go out to the side that far, they could go forward that far, they could go backwards that far before they start hitting the backpack. You can raise it up if you want to go a little bit farther. And then you have about 90 degrees of bend at that knee, no ankle tilt. You do get, I guess, a little bit of up and down. Actually, not really. You would have to bring the heel in. So yeah, not really any foot articulation. Of course, you got a thigh swivel right there, bicep swivel. And yeah, there you go. Now for his accessory other than the fusion cannon, which is detachable. It is separate. It comes separate when in the box. I'll show you guys what this peg looks like. It is extra long, so that way you could know which is supposed to go in here. You could put it out on the other arm if you'd like, but that is not accurate. But yeah, this tab is smaller so that when you peg it into this arm going into tank mode, it comes off a lot easier and you don't accidentally pull it from this arm. And you can detach it if you want, and as you can see, you could leave it in his arm for the transformation. It won't be any issue. Let's bring this accessory out, which is his sword. You have a lot of options with this. You could either have him just hold it like that, and you have another kind of peg right here, so if you want you could put it on the right there. You could put it right here if you want. There's another post right here on either side. You could point it forward so he has a dagger facing the front. You can see that just like that. Let's see. And then he has some posts right here on the sides of his arm right there. You got some on the legs, and I think that's about it. If you really wanted to use this screw hole right there in the back, you can. So you have a lot of options with this, and what I like about this is this transforms as well, just like Optimus's battle axe. You could split this open, and you could flail these. Oh, let's actually swing this around first. Then you can bring these parts out to the side, and there you have, you can make it his pitchfork if you want. Or what I'm gonna do is bring it forward like this, and you kind of have a gun with spikes. It's almost like it has a double bayonet, and yeah, you can have that held in his hand, and that's how I'm gonna display it. I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks pretty darn cool. Now for height comparisons, let's bring out Optimus Prime again. And there he is. As you can see, Megatron is a little taller at the head when you properly rest that head up. Let's bring in Studio Series 01 Bumblebee, because I feel like that's a figure that everyone has at this point, or most of you have. There he is. And let's bring out MP36. This isn't the official version, this is the I forgot which version this is. I think this is the Infinite Transformation. That's the Infinite Transformation third-party version, or knockoff version. That explains this stickered on Decepticon logo. Yeah, that's how they look right next to each other. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the robot mode. Let's start transforming him back into his tank mode. Let's start by getting rid of this weapon right here. This one's gonna have to go in that knife configuration, so just fold these parts back and bring the blades together, and that will snap together right there, and just leave it just like that. That's all ready to go. Now for Megatron, we're gonna bring the hands in just like this. We're gonna bring the fusion cannon around and straighten these up, and those are ratcheted elbows. We're gonna bring the arms out of the body just like that. Now we're gonna bring the tread section and all this, start unfolding, and then we could bring this up and over. And once we have this, we're gonna fold this part in. That's gonna show us the headlights that were in tank mode, and there's some pegs right here on the side that's gonna go into the treads right here. You could bring them in Got a little bit of clearance issues, as you can see with this part of the transformation. Just kind of bring everything out of the way. Oh my gosh. There you go. Now we could kind of start looking for that peg. There you go. Don't fold it in all the way. That was my bad. There you go. Just like that. So that part's all completed. Now we're going to kind of just double hinge this all up with the arms out of the way. And they came untapped. There you go. See, now it's all flush as opposed to according out. It's going to be flush just like that. Then re-tab these back in at that angle. And then the arms, we're going to peg them together right here at the fusion cannon. Just like that. Now we're going to rotate Megatron at the waist here. We're going to open the leg up. We're going to flail it out like this. Bend it inwards just like that. Now we're going to bring this whole section in, holding the thigh in place so that part doesn't rotate. And bring this up just like that. And I'll show you what that looks like on this side. Bring it out. So this is what you're going to start with. This is what the position you're going to end up in. So you're going to hold it at the thigh, bring all this in into the tread so it's well hidden, and there you go. I'm going to bring this part in, bring this part in, peg that in, peg this in. And there you go. All that's left is the feet here. Collapse the heel in, collapse the heel in, kind of do that. And the last step, which is to insert this, just put the blade underneath the turret, and that'll peg in to the fusion cannon right here. This part will plug into the fusion cannon. So let's see. Oh, normally I don't have a clearance issue here. So, excuse me, I'll figure out the problem. Let's see. I don't want to force anything in. Is there anything that I'm missing? Oh, I see what it is. Okay, my apologies. So there is this part I actually forgot to show in robot mode as well. These parts come up just a little part that's easy to forget. You see the hammer here? This part's gonna fold up right next to it. There we go. It's gonna fold up next to it, and then we can peg them together, and then bring this all in. It pegs right in here, and there you have Megatron back in his tank mode. Bring the camera down, and yeah, my background's a little dark. Apologies. Like I said, I really like this figure. I like him more than I thought I would. I definitely still like Prime better altogether. I think he's more consistent in how much I like him in his robot and vehicle mode. This one has a really strong vehicle mode and very good robot mode. It's not bad. I'm still going to display him in robot mode. It's still very good, but I just like Prime a little bit better because I'm not even biased. I like Megatron better than Optimus, but I just like the Optimus figure better. And do I recommend this figure? Yeah, especially if you like the Siege line. I definitely think this is a very good figure. And should you pay the early price for it? Probably not. Go ahead and wait for it to be officially released. That way you save quite a bit of money. But that is it for this review. Thank you for staying all the way to the end. If you did, please leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this figure. If I don't get back to it, hopefully someone in the comment section will help you out. And as always, please hit that like button and subscribe for any of our future videos here at Skybyte Studios. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.